And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Factorio. We are kicking off a new series this time. The other series just was so extreme that I've kind of trimmed it down a little bit and am working now in a new map and with new goals and all of that kind of stuff. So we are going to try our hand at another production goal. And in this time around, I'm not going to have a whole bunch of ore really close. So I'm going to be figuring out, the best way to get the production goal with some ore that are pretty much all around us. We're going to be using trains. We're going to be using outposts. We're going to be using manufacturing areas that we're going to use to, train in a lot of the components and then train it out into other areas for consuming and all that kind of stuff. So with that in mind, we are going to get started here on some production. And that is... the name of the game today it's another sort of Uber production. Not as Uber as maybe some things would be, but still pretty good production-wise. We are going to go for a red circuit production this time. Anybody who caught my Uber production series, my very first series on this channel, saw that I had a lot of production of green circuits, and somebody mentioned to me about maybe trying a red circuit production goal, and so that's what I'm going to go for, just in time for a train to go by. That's nice. So this is going to be a very sort of train-centric playthrough. I have some starting resources around me. However, it's going to be... I need some iron. It's going to be very, very, very train heavy because I made sure I've got one little oil over here that can get me started, but all the other resources are all around me. They're quite a ways around me. So I'm going to have to be traveling quite a ways for all of that. I want some more iron gears. These first few steps are a little tedious, but we'll push through them as quick as we can. And while we get some more up, we're going to be scaling up production pretty fast. So some of the mods that I have in this playthrough include two or three Bob's mods, but I don't include his metal, his plates and all of that kind of stuff. So we're just going to be dealing with iron, copper, and steel for our base materials, which will make it so much easier to create a bus to move all of the things. So here I want to put this there and that there, and that way those can feed one another and I can just pull coal out when I need it. So early game I kind of spend on planning, and so I think I'm going to put a main bus right down through here, and I'm going to have a lot of the basic materials on the bus, all of our research and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to getting to our goal of red circuits, and I'm shooting for at or over 15,000 red circuits per minute, that's the big production goal. So to help achieve that, while I do have some mods loaded, they are all sort of logistics-based mods. So I have Bob's logistics mods, installed. And what those will help me do is kind of beef up my belts and all of that, so I can actually move the material fast enough in order to build it, get the production goal. I also have his power mod to help me power everything. Because yes, I could do huge banks of vanilla solar panels, and that would be fine. I've got the space for it, but it just seems like it's a big waste of time. I don't want to spend just hours and hours and hours building solar panels when I can. I mean, solar panels are not a overly difficult thing to actually produce, but I'd rather build a few and work on actually getting to our production goal. So we are going for the production goal. So right away, I have the settings to the ores is very few deposits. So you can see I have some of the starting area deposits here, and then the rest of them are out quite a ways. And so I want to make sure that we have the space. I also have, if you noticed at night, I have a nighttime mod specifically to help everybody see what I'm doing. That is the important thing. I want everybody to see what's going on. So I'm going to have a main train bus, and I'm going to have probably a circuit outpost for green circuits, and then I'll have a oil processing outpost to produce plastic. And I'm going to be producing a lot of plastic. It's going to be many train loads of plastic. So I really want to make it expandable. So my train system will be really, really, really well done. So let's get some more iron. And I have one of these and put some ore in there. Let's get me one more of these. So we could really heavy on the iron early game, and I really don't like building these burner mining drills because you can't do anything with them. You can't upgrade them. You can't change them into something. They are, pretty much a dead end technology. Once you're done with them, you don't ever need them again, which is unfortunate. But okay. So let's put 25 in there, 25 in there, and fill those up. So now we got some iron plates. Now we got to look at power. Power is a huge issue because we're going to need coal. I've got quite a bit of coal around me, but it won't last very long. There's only a few thousand in each block, and that will actually go pretty fast. So let's start with 5 boilers, and I'm going to need a offshore pump, and I need copper for that. That is something I didn't anticipate. I forgot you needed copper for that. So let's go up, grab a mining drill and a furnace, and put these out here. I have the long reach mod installed for obvious reasons. And let's see. So yeah, you can see the light halo around my character. I got that because it's going to be a while before I get the night vision, which really helps everybody see out there. So I wanted to get the light mod to actually let people see. Let me grab the stone that's in there. Auto save it. So I'm not as concerned about biter attacks in this level. However, because there are so few trees, and the map really generated like this, there are so few trees that my pollution is going to spread very, very far, very quickly. So I've got to be very careful I don't upset any biters. And there's so many of these rocks around. I wish I had a way to get rid of them, but so we are going to, let's space these out like I usually do. And I'm going to build, I'll build 5 steam engines and then maybe 2 more boilers, because it's not a 1-to-1. I'm pretty sure about that. And as far as pipes go, I do want a iron pipe to ground. And let me grab the iron that I've got. Stone is out. I'll throw some wood in there just for fun. Okay, so here are my steam engines, and I've got a couple more boilers I want to throw in there just in case they're not maxed out. And I don't have any coal, so it didn't automatically put coal into them. But I do need some power poles. So I think the next stack will go right here. So I want to put these in so they cover everything. And then I want that's a very bad place for that. Up and then over here so I can cover all of the inserters. Because I'm going to put a belt right in here. And then the inserters will go in and then come down to this one. Should be how they work. All right, let's go back over here, grab some coal, fill these up, and put some more in there. We'll get this automated soon enough. I've got quite a bit of stone on me. I don't know if I need any more of that. Copper is going nicely. I do want to build a lab because I want to research a couple simple things before I can automate. I can't automate anything right now. I don't have an assembly machine or anything like that, so I have to actually do some research to do that. And there's my lab. So I want to start with 5, 10, 15, 20 reds to begin with. Now that this is hooked up to a power consumer, these stop blinking. I don't know if anybody realizes that, but the temperatures are not very good. There we go. So all these are temperature good. Awesome. Okay, so the first thing I want to research, obviously, is automation. I really need to do automation, which gives me the assembly machine. And then I'd want to do logistics, which gives me the basic underground and splitters. But then I'm going to need turrets as well. So that's 10. Oh, let's do automation first and then turrets. I do want a few turrets around just in case. So we are going to want to do turrets. So let's put the science packs in there and kick off automation. And this should have plenty of power. So let's see. Yeah, as the power is getting through here, it should be going up to 100 degrees, the temperature. So as we get researching, the pace will quicken quite a bit. I've gotten quite good at getting all of this stuff up and running. I want a little bit more stone. I'm going to be using a lot of stone for all my railroad tracks and stuff, so I really need to make sure that it's all good. So as far as science goes, I'm going to need a green circuit production area. So let's look at the plan here. We have a little coal up here that I can use to smelt copper, which is good. So if I have copper coming out, the smelting of copper coming out this way, that will route down to here, and then I can route it into the bus. Iron, I'll probably... Do I have any other iron around? I have a little bit way up here. And I might have to move... How much is up here? We got... Well, it's a good amount up here. Looks like there would have been more if this water wouldn't have formed right here. Kind of looks like it cut off. But there's a good amount here. So I could smelt both, and the iron down here I could route up, but I kind of want to keep them separate for now. So if I take this iron and pull it down here, and look at all the rocks that spawned in the world. If I route it down here, I could route it into the bus pretty simply. So I try to get my bearings, look at the land. Automation finished, let's do turrets. Because we're going to need some defenses because our pollution is pretty crazy. I also have Treefarm installed, and while I don't anticipate using a whole lot of wood, because I'm not having to use it for circuitry or anything like in Bob's mods, I would like to have a tree farm going just because there are very few trees in the world. The trees around these live trees that are around the water, I actually put those there because there were no trees other than these few dead ones that appeared out here. So these are the only trees that have spawned in a huge radius around the round start. So I know I needed a few trees to start off. So I gave myself a few trees so I could get a tree farm up and running, because that's something I like doing. I've actually worked on that mod a little bit. Not the version I'm running, but I've worked on it. So we've got iron, we've got copper, we've got coal, and a little bit of stone. And we have research ready to go. Military. I want to actually produce quite a few of these. So I'll get started on that. Turrets are done. So let's build a few turrets. And that used all the iron that I had saved up. Oh well. So we need to get a few things up and running. We need belts. We need some sense of more smelting and using a little bit more power. But this ammo will take a while to craft. I would like to do this one, crafting speed. That will boost my crafting speed quite a bit. However, it's 100 of those things. So that is more of an automation type of thing. So we're going to need to wait on that. One thing I could probably do is throw out some radar and scan more of an area around the base. That might be a way to go there. Just see where all those other minerals are. But that'll have to do it for this episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.